When you are heard, you are sharing responsibility and making a difference, turning challenges into inspiration, and ultimately providing much needed support to make life happen on your own terms. To have a voice is to have power. My Voice, Volume 9: Inspirational Stories of Women Rising Beyond the Ordinary, features heartwarming stories of 20 authors from across the world who have written about significant changes that celebrate the resilience of individuals from diverse backgrounds, showcasing their inspiring narratives that illuminate their paths to overcome adversity. What makes this collection remarkable is not merely that these women endured, but what they chose to do with their experiences. They did not allow their stories to end at the point of breaking. Instead, they gathered the fragments and built something new. Careers dedicated to service, platforms for advocacy, communities of support, and legacies of hope. They became the safe space and people they once needed, the voices of those finding their own. These are their stories. And here's something we're going to play for you.
Hi Brooke, hi Rose. This is me, unedited. Born of Courage, a storyteller's journey about women and self-confidence, about living life to the fullest with the principles of Qadr, Tawakkul and Sabr. What they don't teach you about leadership and lipstick is about finding purpose and finding strength in vulnerability. When life becomes an equation, it is not the race that matters. It is to have courage with purpose, choosing to walk through. But when the road did not appear, she made one. Rising from the ashes, she went from carousel to calling, from joy to resilience, from survival to significance, turning pain into power. These are their stories. My Voice, Volume 9, available now on Amazon.
With that, I want to thank and applaud each one of our authors for having the courage and determination to share their stories so someone somewhere can read about it and feel supported, loved, inspired, motivated, empowered, or simply comforted knowing they're not alone. My name is Neera Gupta, and together with Shikha Sarkar, we would like to welcome you to the launch of the book My Voice, Volume 9, published by Global Influencers, a publishing company with the objective of connecting hearts and minds of international readers and authors through the power of words and belief that everyone has a story, and by writing it, you are creating your legacy. The event is brought to you by KitKat Events and Marketing, a company that has been in the forefront of empowering women for over 10 years through a series of events, forums, conferences, awards, even building an online and offline community, with the focus on creating a safe space for like minded women to come together, engage in, and discuss pressing issues related to women. To know more about our books, events, or to join our community, you can follow our social media pages or go onto our website, details of which are being shared on the chat now. After the successful launch of several anthologies and solo books celebrating more than 350 authors and inspiring thousands of people to transform their journeys from ordinary to extraordinary, we are now delighted to launch our latest anthology of powerful stories with My Voice Volume 9. The book is now available globally on Amazon. Links to purchase the book are now being shared on the chat. By purchasing a copy of the book, you're also supporting the future voices of this world, as all the royalties from the book sales are being donated to Singapore Children's Society. Once again, a huge congratulations to all of our amazing authors. And with that, we would like to welcome the co authors of the book and the stars of today as we hear more about their journey and inspiration to share it with the world. For all of those who've joined us to support the authors, please do give them a shout out using the chat feature. Our first author is Anne Tonkin from Australia. Anne is a lecturer, speaker, and a disability advocate who champions education, critical thinking, and compassion. A former national marketing executive, she authored the Tonkin 10 by 10 Bill, the world's first global inclusion metrics driving legislative change. Multi award winner, including the prestigious Global Women of Influence Awards 2025, and balances advocacy, lecturing, caring for her husband, and cherishing her son's fitness and champagne. Please join me in welcoming Anne.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank Neera and Shikha for this huge opportunity. And I'd also like to congratulate everyone else here online tonight. A shout out to all of you. You are amazing. And I guess, like myself, I feel truly privileged to be able to say now I am a published author. Now, my chapter is called When Life Becomes an Equation. Now, like many of you, we all have problems and it's how we sort of deal with them. Now, so when life becomes an equation, there are problems and there are solutions. Well, my life didn't always have solutions. So my little chapter starts off about a little story about a red tartan suitcase that gets caught under the front tire of a car and gets run over as we were moving from Melbourne to Adelaide. And it goes through my journey through to 2008 when I had the great crash of Anne Tonkin, and my husband was diagnosed with myotonic dystrophy, a muscle degenerative sort of disease. Now, we grew up loving sport together, playing sport together. So we thought, well, we need to go and watch sport. And this is where our challenges began because we couldn't access the community very easily with a wheelchair. So I have become the accidental advocate. I sort of call myself at times. So our problems were we couldn't access the community. There are not enough seats at venues for wheelchairs. There's not enough toilets. There's not enough car parks. There's not enough transport. So the reason why I wrote this chapter was to share my story and celebrate that I have come up with a solution, and it is the legislative bill called the Tonkin 1010 Bill, and it is about metrics, numbers, maths, equations, because in Australia we have 20% of the population with a disability, and 10 and 10 equals 20. And the bill is a scalable model that can be transferred across the globe. And 10% means for wheelchairs, 10% means for hidden or mobile disabilities. And that's the reason why I have shared my story. It is about resilience, it is about not giving up, but it's also about raising the profile of my voice for the Tonkin 1010 Bill for legislative change across Australia and to be embedded in the UN as metrics. So thank you so much and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing your heartwarming story with us. And up next, please join me in welcoming Bhumika Matre from Australia, who's an award winning entrepreneur and tech expert with over 20 years of experience in IT and cybersecurity. She founded Cyber Ranger Academy for digital safety training. She leads Temple of Humanity Inc., aiding vulnerable communities, cerebral palsy mothers, and domestic violence survivors. Named Parramatta Citizen of the Year 2025, she also won the prestigious Global Women of Influence Award, where she empowers through her compassionate leadership. Give it up for Bhumika.
Thank you. I express my deepest gratitude to the Global Influencer Publishing House for creating such a powerful platform that amplifies real and courageous voices from around the world. And my heartfelt thanks to the incredible women behind this beautiful concept, Shikha and Nira, for their vision and sensitivity and commitment to, for showing these amazing women and their amazing stories. This book is more than a collection of word. It is a mirror of resilience, truth, and transformation. That's what I'm feeling. And my memoir is a reflection of my journey, one shaped by challenges, growth, faith, and self discovery. I chose to write my story not for sympathy, but for the strength to remind women that even in moments of uncertainty, pain, or silence, their voice matters. And if my story helps even one woman feel seen, heard, hopeful, or empowered to choose herself, then sharing it has served its purpose. I'm honored to be part of this meaningful work and deeply thankful to everyone who made it possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bhumika, for sharing those beautiful words with everyone.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Dr. Vatsalya Varsab from Australia, a neuro leadership strategist, master neuroplastician, author, and artist. She's the founder of Practice Vision and Neuroregenesis framework for regenerative leadership. She leads Neuro Fridays and Her Wired Pulse. Double master's holder with behavioral science doctorate, she won the 2025 Women's Leadership Award and the prestigious Global Women of Influence Awards 2025. Her neuro art shift fuses art and neuroscience for healing. Please join me in welcoming Vatsalya.
Thank you, Neera. Really appreciate it. And thank you to Global Influencers Publishing House for creating such a beautiful platform where women's voices are just not published, but honored. I think that's an amazing thing. And this book, My Voice, such a powerful reminder that, when stories are held with integrity and intention, they become actually the catalyst for change. And my gratitude goes to you guys, the curators, the editors, and every remarkable woman here who has actually shared her truth in this volume. So my chapter is choosing to walk through, because growth doesn't happen in comfort. Leadership doesn't just emerge in certainty. And transformation doesn't come from just standing at the door. It comes from walking through it. So there are moments in life when we are actually invited to choose and to stay where it feels safe, or to even step forward into the unknown. So my story is about that moment, the pause, the fear, and the courage it takes to move in any way. So not because the path is clear, but because staying no longer aligns with who we are actually becoming. So my voice, volume 9, is actually more than a book, to be honest. It's actually a collective declaration for all of us, a reminder that our voices, shaped by our own individual culture, challenges, resilience, and hope, that matters. And each chapter in this beautiful book reflects a woman who chose to actually rise, not by being louder, but by being truer. So when one woman chooses or uses her voice, it's a story. But when many of us do, it becomes a movement. And thank you to all of you here for making this possible.
Thank you very much, Vatsalya. Great words over there about our voices being a real movement. Also joining us from Australia, we have Dan Ewan, who has over 20 years of experience in global leadership, learning and change management, and implementing automation, LMS, SaaS, and CRM for diverse sectors. As the director of Learning Life Coaching and Development, she coaches leaders to overcome limiting beliefs with human centric purpose. She's also the Australian Institute of Business alumna and the winner of the prestigious Global Women of Influence Awards 2025. Over to you, Dan.
Thank you so much, Shikha. I'm honored to share my story with all the other amazing women here, and congratulations to everyone else here as well. Thank you, Shikha and Neera, for the opportunity to share my story in the Global Influencers My Voice, Volume 9. I share my story so it provides inspiration for others who are going through similar experience, and to show them there's life beyond this experience. It was a time when I didn't know and love myself. I've been healing, I've been practicing their self-love, to become my most authentic self and lead with compassion, empathy, and kindness. So I develop leaders who show the next generation of leaders the type of leaders we want to see in the world, especially as role models for children, because they can't be what they can't see. When we stand in our power as women, we show the world our strength and resilience, and that we are stronger together as women, and that we empower each other, we support each other, and working together. So when we work together, we can work together to lead with impact. And thank you so much for the opportunity. And like other people have said, it just gives us a platform for a voice for women. And if it helps even just one person, we've done our job, I think. Thank you so much.
Well said, Dan. If it helps even one person, it was worth doing. Thank you very much for those amazing words. Our next author from Australia is Faiza Noman, a passionate entrepreneur with more than 17 years of experience in banking. She founded Navigate Australia to mentor university students by coaching, building job readiness, and personal brands. Pathways to Politics graduate, former Bayside Council candidate, and RMIT business mentor, she champions resilience and authenticity. She also received the prestigious Global Women of Influence Awards 2025. Please join me in welcoming Faiza.
Thank you so much, Neera. You can hear me okay? Fantastic, thank you. And I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which I'm speaking from today, the Boonwurrung Boon Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation here in Melbourne Speyside. I pay my deep respect to their elders past, present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people joining us today as well in around as well. Thank you. I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to Shikha and Neera and to everyone in the Global Influencers community, and to the incredible women online today who are here and who have been such a beautiful support network, and so many friends and women that I have now known throughout this journey. So thank you so much for that. Your support, belief, and shared stories mean more than words can express. So this community reminds me that when women come together with purpose, kindness, we don't just grow individually, we lift each other and create space for others to rise to. So thank you, really. Now, when I began writing this chapter, From Survival to Significance, part of the My Voice, Volume 9, I didn't set out to tell a powerful story. I just simply wanted to be honest. For much of my life, I was in survival mode, moving between cultures, building a career, raising my children, carrying responsibilities that didn't always follow a straight line. So I spent years adopting and holding things together without pausing to see how much meaning was already there. So each season for me shaped in ways that I didn't fully recognize at times. So the challenges, uncertainty, and constant balancing quietly taught me resilience, empathy, and strength. So for me, the turning point came when I started voluntarily mentoring international students at university, starting with RMIT, for which I'm a part of, and the industry mentorship program, and supporting them. Even though I come from finance backgrounds, I've worked in banking for such a long time, that just reflected back the fear, the ambition, and hope And I wasn't guiding them because I had all the answers or because I understood their circumstances. It's more so I really understood their uncertainty. I recognized my younger self as an international student at the time, about, almost 25 years ago, who once needed someone to listen, guide, and believe in me. So that's when I understood that why this story mattered to me. And as the saying goes, sometimes the things that break us are the very things that shape us as well. So for me, when I was writing this chapter, I believe significance isn't about titles or recognition. It's about choosing to lift others. So if there is one thing I hope people take from my story is your journey is not behind you. Your experiences matter, and even the seasons that felt heavy can become a source of light to someone else. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Faiza. And what a beautiful opening by honoring the people of land. And before I call upon our next author, I want to read out all the wonderful messages that are coming up on in chat. We've got messages saying, Vanessa says, fabulous. They're like, amazing. You're absolutely amazing. And what a journey. And thank you for sharing your story. More power to all the amazing women who are part of this book.
Neera, you got mute.
All right. Well, there you go. Everyone can tell I have been speaking for a while. So I wanted to say thank you very much, Feza, once again. And what a beautiful opening by honoring the people of the land. Before I call upon our next author, I did want to read out some of the messages that are coming up on the chat. It says fabulous, amazing, and what a journey. And thank you for sharing your story. More power to all the amazing women who are part of this book. Again, there are more messages saying awesome, Anne and Bhumika, amazing, Anne and Vatsalya. This was so inspiring for Anne, Vatsalya, and Bhumika. What an evening, nourishing and heartwarming. Anne and Bhumika, very inspiring, amazing, Vatsalya and Dan. Such amazing and inspiring words from everyone here, and says, I'm truly inspired by each one of you. So, yes, please keep those messages coming on. And with that, I'd like to invite Deborah Suritakumar from Australia. She is a well-being educator, author, writer, and radio host who founded the Resilient Project for workshops on domestic violence prevention and mental health. She empowers boys to become emotionally strong, respectful men, drawing from her own resilient journey. Sharing stories and tools, she fosters safer, mindful communities and healthier relationships. Please join me in welcoming Deborah.
Good evening, everyone. And first of all, congratulations to all the incredible women who are here, who have contributed to this wonderful book. Your voices, courage, and experience have come together to create something deeply powerful and meaningful. And again, a special thanks to Shikha and Neera for connecting me with such inspiring women who are creating real and lasting change every single day in this world. For me, this particular chapter, it comes from lived experience, from a deep belief that a safe home always creates safe communities. And from my professional work in education, I advocate for it, especially when it comes to healing, how taking the courage, educating ourselves, and being empathetic can create a more safer home and safer community. And through the writing that I do, the advocacy, my radio hosting, I aim to break stigma, start conversation, and support individuals and families to build resilience and understanding. And for me, resilience isn't about avoiding pain, but it is about standing back up, finding purpose, and choosing kindness over hardship. And I'm really grateful for everyone who's been supporting me, especially my family. And my greatest motivation is my incredible son, who I hope when he grows up, he grows up in an environment where he does respect the woman that he encounters in life, whether it be a friend, a partner, or a daughter, that he has the tools and resources where he can advocate for mental well-being, which is so important because we have empowered our women so much, which is so crucial. But it's about time as a mom that I do take a stand and make sure that he has the empowering tools to positively support the woman in his life. And I want to say that healing helps us move forward, learning helps us break cycle, and growing ensures that we do create a better world. And before I finish, quickly, I want to acknowledge the incident that happened in Australia, Bondi, and it just shows how important it is that the home is a safe space so the child can grow up into a community, that they can create a safer community. So that is an example why the work that I do and each of us stand for is so important. So thank you for everyone for being here and sharing this moment with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deborah. And I love that what you said that, we've empowered the women. Now it's time that we educate the boys as well. And this is all about the male allyship and how important it is. And it should start from somebody. And so thank you for sharing that. And if anybody wants to read Deborah's story and all the amazing authors before that, please grab a copy of the book, My Voice, Volume 9, that's available globally via Amazon. Now, please join me in welcoming our next author from Australia, Mon Belly, who is an author, life coach, NLP practitioner, and founder of Inspire Life Coaching and NLP Institute. She supports autism, ADHD, and trauma affected families with clarity and confidence. Launched in 2025, her practice aids transformation. Studying social work, she authored Unbroken and pens from victim to survivor. Over to you, Mon.
Thank you so much. Before I begin, I would like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm joining from today, here in Australia, and I pay my respect to elders past, present, and emerging. I extend that respect to all First Nations people joining us from around the world. Thank you so much for this space and for honoring women's voices through My Voice, Volume 9. This is just absolutely amazing. It's not just another book, as it is my voice. It really shines through what it means to all of us, all beautiful and wonderful co-authors who are in it. And the credit goes to, of course, Shikha and Neera. Thank you so much for, letting me have this chance. So my story, which is titled I Broke, I Rose. It is a story shaped by caregiving, collapse, and transformation. About 12 years ago, my life changed when my husband was diagnosed with a rare life-threatening illness. So overnight, I became a carer and also raising our children and holding everything together. Like many carers, I survived by pushing through until my body and my mind could not take it any longer. What followed was anxiety, pain, depression, and deep fear. Fear of loss, fear of my children, fear for a future I could not control. 3 years ago, my husband attempted suicide, believing his illness had made him a burden on us as a family. That moment broke something in me, but it also became the turning point for me. Around the same time, we were raising our two sons, out of which one of them is autistic, has ADHD, and mild intellectual disability. Through him, I've learned patience, courage, unconditional love in the truest form. My healing began when I accepted support through counseling and later through NLP. These tools did not remove my circumstances, but they gave me the strength clarity, and emotional resilience. They help me rebuild my identity beyond survival. Today, I'm an author, NLP and ASD and ADHD coach. I'm also a social work student and soon to be a counselor as well. Not because life was easy, but because it was hard and it shaped my purpose. My message is simple: breaking does not mean failing, rising does not have to be loud or perfect. Sometimes rising is choosing to keep going and then helping others to do the same. Thank you for allowing my voice and all our voices to rise together. I broke, but I rose, and now I rise for others. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing such a heartwarming story. And again, if you want to read Mon's story or any of our amazing authors, do grab a copy of the book, My Voice, Volume 9. And with that, we move on to Hong Kong, and we'd like to invite our next author, Rihanna Chugani. Now, Rihanna is a strategic growth advisor, scaling up coach, CEO, and leadership coach. An experienced facilitator of leadership offsites and strategic alignment sessions, she guides founders, executives, and C suite women through scaling and transitions with clarity and trust. Certified in 360 Leadership Circle profile, her Fortune 500 legal and sales background fuels authentic, transformative leadership. Over to you, Rihanna.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies. Before I begin, I actually want to honor all of you incredible women who have shared your story so far alongside mine in this book. I am already hearing that each voice in this book carries wisdom, courage, and truth. So it's an honor to be here amongst you. And of course, to Global Influencers Publishing House, thank you, Neera and Shikha.
Rihanna,
Not for just...
Rihanna, 1 minute. You can switch on your camera if you can.
Can you not see me?
No.
Can you not see me?
No, we don't see you actually.
I do see her.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Well, we've got two Rihannas.
Yes. So I've got one camera on. All right. So I want to thank Neera and Shikha for bringing us together because to me, this is not just for publishing My Voice Volume 9, but it's actually creating a space where women can be fully seen, heard, and fully honored. So for me, you didn't just produce a book, you made a home for voices that matter. So like many women, I grew up learning how to be small. I was the quiet one and the one who listened, the one who edited herself to keep the peace. And so this chapter was the moment I chose to speak, not loudly, but clearly, and to be heard by everyone. But more than to be heard by everyone, it's actually to hear myself, because I silenced myself in the process too. So in doing this, I actually found something even more powerful than the volume. I actually found the truth about myself. And it is, like someone else said, a declaration. It was a reclamation for myself in the process. So for me, it has been about how this silence over the years, being invisible and forgotten, has given me the other gift of being able to listen. So I know we don't all have the same stories, but we share the same longing, is what I hear, to be known for who we are. And I really respect that we've had this opportunity to do this. And this is what the book represents for me. So I want to thank you for witnessing my voice. I was once, I had once defined myself as a voiceless diva. So the fact that this book actually says my voice is really very timely. So I want to thank you for not only giving this book, but it's not my book, it's everyone's book, your attention, your heart, and your presence.
Thank you very much, the Queen of Voices, Rihanna, for sharing your journey with us. And with that, I'd like to welcome Vanessa Miso Venice from Hong Kong, who's the founder of Cascade Train and Teach, Learn for ESL students and teachers. Vanessa hosts various soulful community driven spaces like group wellness challenges and live meetups, and works one on one with women and parents to unpack the deeper emotional patterns holding them back. She also received the prestigious Global Women of Influence Award 2025. Please put your hands together for Vanessa.
Thank you and good evening. This Eurasian girl is honored to be in the same room as each and every one of you. This is what empowered and empowerment looks like, ladies. This is it. So my chapter, The Race, is the race that brought me here. But my race now is more powerful and more meaningful to me as a conscious life and parenting coach, with a platform that I've used to connect parents from across the globe. And I have lived in 5 different countries, and I know that race, that connect and disconnect that I feel each time I move. But my story about race is my disconnect to who I was and my environment, because I grew up as a child of mixed heritage. So my story is actually for all children of mixed heritage out there. That you may have your feet in 2 different places, or maybe 3, who knows? But in that, your voice is still powerful. Your heritage is your strength. And your story matters no matter where your footing is in your story. Now, one of the things I have learned in my journey that I feel is very powerful as a coach is I came to this last year and I realized that when we are in a coaching, education, any field in which we are out there to support another person grow, learn, we teach best what we want and what we need most to learn. And that's my journey as a coach, is because I know in helping parents, I am helping myself grow, because I'm learning to be a better person each day than I was the day before. So I'm truly honored to be here sharing this space with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. And once again, if you'd like to read her story and of all the other amazing authors, don't forget to grab a copy of the book, which is available in Kindle and paperback and available in Audible as well. And before I move on to our next author, I'd like to read some more messages that are coming in because it's all so powerful. This is amazing, Deborah, empowering future generations today. Stella, Feza, and Deborah, this is so beautiful. You all inspire me, loving it. Thanks, ladies, for such an inspiring evening. My heart broke for you. That was for Mon. Thank you for sharing. Amazing. I rise for others. Love that. This is phenomenal, Mon. So touching, Mon. Wonderful, Brianna. Mon, thank you for sharing the vulnerability with such courage, honesty, and grace. Love this, Vanessa. Such beautiful moment to witness every woman who's here with deep commitment to truth. Such diverse and inspiring stories indeed. And now moving on to Singapore, we have Dolon Mitra. Now, Dolon is a former leader at JP Morgan, Sapient, KPMG, HDFC, Ergo, and Extria. She has refined success through her success equation of competence, purpose, and presence. With decades of global HR and transformation experience, she now coaches executives and teams to lead transitions with intention, resilience, and measurable impact. Over to you, Dolan.
Thank you so much, Neera. And I must start by saying that it feels incredibly overwhelming actually listening to each and every story as being narrated. And so much that we go through as women in our own journeys, and how much we can share and really pull others up when this is collectively shared in one particular platform. So, first and foremost, a big congratulations to all the fellow authors who are pouring in not just their heart, but even their scars and wisdom into this book. I think that's going to be a phenomenal thing for everybody or the others who are coming on, uh, who decides to listen to this or read this book. And obviously, thank you so much, Shikha and Neera, for holding this space so fiercely. Volume 9. So, I mean, that must have been a very long and incredible journey, and really creating a space where women's voices are front and center. I think that's something that I would really, really like to comment for. So, when I actually first heard about this concept of my voice, um, what I didn't think of was a grand dramatic scene. What I really wanted to talk about was through my journey as a professional, as the work that I used to draw a lot of identity from, what I really wanted to focus on was those morning when I went to work again after a huge failure which almost broke me. What really made me stand up and go to work again? The conversations where I finally said that, okay, this isn't working for me. Let me just move away from this, in spite of not knowing what I have as another option. And finally, and the most important part is when I was unapologetic about asking more from my work, my family, and from myself. I think that is something which I've seen a lot of my colleagues, friends, women, specifically at the age that we are going through, really, really struggle with asking for more for themselves. And, for so far, my life was pretty much going on in a usual track, as it happens from someone who's coming from India, the usual education, work, etc., etc. And then there was a change when I relocated to Singapore. And it was not just about looking out for your next option. What happened is there was a lot of questions which were coming in my mind is that who am I becoming through this process of transition? And believe me, more and more women I'm interacting with women, I'm realizing this is a huge burning topic going on in the minds of so many women that if we take away the title or the position away, who am I as a human being, or what is the kind of impact that I'm really, really creating at this point in time? Or what is my true purpose in life? So, talking to them is something that really made me pause and think through my own journey, as well as the incredible conversations that I was having with these beautiful and impactful women. And that is when I really wanted to focus on transformation as the core of the book or the chapter that I have brought into life in this particular anthology. And I saw the same pattern in so many women, as I said, that the question is, who am I now? In a world that keeps measuring us through our roles and titles and outcomes, the sense of identity being questioned when those go away can be a very fatal thing. And being as an anchor or being as a safety net for women who are going through this um, is something that is deeply required in the world at this point in time. So, who am I now? Sits at the heart of my chapter in this book, which is named When the Road Does Not Appear, Make One. And some of the analogy which happened in my life and something which I tried to bring about in this chapter was that, of standing in the middle of a deep fog, not having a clear map and still choosing to take the next honest step. I think that's the most courageous thing when you don't know where you're heading, still choosing to take the next honest and courageous step, which feels the right step for you at that point in time. I think that is the core and the synopsis of my chapter in this particular book. And what emerged for me was that it's never one single breakthrough. It's a pattern. Again and again, there are some forces which keep revisiting us or coming back to us when we are taking our journey through this foggy road. So, and the three areas that I typically talk about is competence, purpose, and presence. I mean, I don't want to get into details of it because I'm looking forward to really reading the book and the inspiring stories of all the 20 women over here, definitely. So, what my hope is that as anybody who reads this story and they'll pause and ask themselves, How is my own competence, purpose, and presence inviting me to write the next chapter differently in a way that really resonates with me and the purpose that I want to create for myself in this world? So, saying that again, I'm really honored to be a part of this panel. And thank you so much, Neera and Shikha, for bringing this to life. And we'll be really, really looking forward to reading all the stories which would be a part of this anthology. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And it is absolutely exciting. And right, it is going to be so exciting for anybody who reads all of these amazing stories of all of the amazing women here. So thank you very much for sharing that. Now, with that, please join me in welcoming our next author, Dr. Vimala Srinivasan from Singapore. Now, Vimala is a dynamic, a global business leader with over 30 years of entrepreneurial and corporate experience, rising from the youngest of seven in an immigrant family to a pinnacle of corporate leadership. Known as Dr. V, she blends PhD level rigor with strategic insights to build high performance, human centric teams. Please put your hands together for Dr. Vimala.
Thank you very much, Neera. And it's absolutely a privilege to be part of this group. All of the stories have been so inspiring. I have so much to learn from everyone who's in this panel as well. I actually would like to start with why I decided to write this book. And it really came from the mentoring that I've been doing at work as well as outside of work, where many younger women colleagues have come to me and have asked me for advice. They look up to me and they say that I really inspire them. But I think what they don't know is all of the doubts, the trade-offs, the setbacks, the politics, and the emotional labor that actually shaped my career. So in essence, my motivation was to make the invisible parts of leadership visible. And often in a corporate setting, you need to come across as a linear, confident leader, but the discomfort that you have felt as Neera said, 30 years of my career, and trust me, there have been many bumps along the way. It's not transparent to many of these younger colleagues, and I've often wished that I had mentors who had guided me. So that was really my motivation, to make known some of these challenges that often women go through, but many do not have the courage to articulate that, or in some cases, they do recognize it, but they can't actually talk about it in an open manner. So with that, I thought this chapter, and I'm really happy to be published. It's clearly my first time I'm being published. I hope that I can continue to mentor and guide many women along the way, because I think women give so much, either at work or in our personal lives, and we often don't do enough justice to what we can do. And my chapter is really about removing those self-doubt and putting yourself forward in your career so that you can really achieve the aspirations that you have at work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And what a heart-warming words. And once again, if you'd like to read Vimala's story or any of our other authors, do grab a copy of the book, My Voice, Volume 9. Joining us next is Charlene Caliboyot from Singapore. Charlene is an early childhood educator and award-winning storyteller who champions storytelling as a powerful tool for education, empathy, and cultural understanding. She leads initiatives like Sagebasa and workshops to promote literacy. A versatile speaker and theater actress, she helps children find their voice. She also received the prestigious Global Women of Influence Awards 2025. Over to you, Charlene.
Thank you so much, Miss Neera, and also hello everyone. And Miss Shikha, thank you so much. Team Global Influencer Publishing, and to all of us co-authors, congratulations to all of us for making our voices to inspire anyone around the world in any age. Okay, and here's what my story is. If you don't believe yourself, I think you should be, because anything is possible as the only limit you have is your mind. And so think of an unimaginable as what you can think can be created through your own unique ways, just like me, just like the problems that exist in this world, and they are also unimaginable. We can take it into fact that millions of children are disconnected from the transformative power of a story. So they may lack access to school or to quality teaching, to be honest. And many cannot read or understand a simple tale. But this isn't just a gap in education, it's a gap in imagination, empathy, and connection. Do know that the call is not for the perfect, the call is for the present and for the willing. The mission is not to be the smartest person in the room, but to reach the person in the corner of the world who hasn't been seen. To educate one child, to empower one community, to tell one story that changes one life. Just like what Iron Man, who is a highly intelligent superhero, he still needed others, a thing which is not even on the same level of thinking as he has, but with those who shared the same goal. To me, my Avengers are the communities, my colleagues, other than that, which what I have experienced like a PASA project, and my whole family. Because this isn't one job person or one job. We're all fighting for the futures and one story at a time. Start with our mission. I'd like that we have our mission, everyone. And let's hone our skill, assemble our team. The future isn't written by events, but by people who choose to use our voice, their hands, and their heart to author it. Cheers to a storyteller's journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And such amazing words. And I'd like to, Priya, can you mute yourself? Great, thank you for that. And before I move on to our next author, I'd love to read out some of the beautiful messages that are coming on the chat. It says, thank you to each of you for holding space for us so that we can share our passion, our motivation, and our vulnerability. Today is my eve of my Christmas break. What a beautiful start to my holidays. Thank you again, Yuran, Shikha, and everyone. I'm so inspired. All you gorgeous women are shaping conversations that truly matter. Our own purpose matters. Love it, Dolan Mitra. So beautifully said. More power to each and every co author. This is just the beginning of sharing our perspectives and making us proud first. Very inspiring, Vimla. A wonderful Charlene. Thank you, Neera and Shikha, for championing voices that matter and creating a platform for stories to be seen and heard, and most importantly, holding the space with such care and integrity. Thank you so much, everybody, for these beautiful messages for us, and of course, for all the brilliant women who are here today. And now it brings me great pleasure to introduce our next author for today's evening, Meenakshi Nanda from Singapore. Meenakshi is a seasoned global HR leader with more than 15 years of experience driving strategic people initiatives and now leading well-being, inclusion, and diversity for APAC. A 3x LinkedIn top boys, she holds dual masters and more than 25 certifications shaping inclusion, thriving workspaces, and she also received the prestigious Global Women of Influence Awards 2025. Give it up for Meenakshi.
Thank you so much, Neera, and thank you, Shikha. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, universe. I think that's something that kind of comes out of me every time something magical happens. I haven't prepared what I will say. So it's all impromptu, and I'm guessing it's going to come straight from the heart. So my apologies if you get to hear something which is like, okay, this is like new for me, or this is like coming something impromptu. But then, yes, truly honored, and I'm grateful that our paths crossed, and I came to know about something like this, which is My Voices. I've always been the biggest advocate of expressing our own self, for being able to be authentic, to be able to constantly improvise the version that we are, either at work, either with our loved ones, either at home. So I think it was a difficult decision for me to, I was like constantly thinking whether I should put out there what I really wanted to write or not. And Neera, you know it the best. I mean, there was a lot of contemplation on my part, but this is, to let everybody else know. The chapter that I have focused on in this particular volume is about my high risk pregnancy, and it's about my miracle boy who happens to be the center of everything that I do in life. And it has absolutely been amazing to be able to pen those thoughts, although I think words will not do the justice, because the kind of things I had to experience and the ways in which I bounced back. I think I'm amazed at what human beings can do, what women can do if they really set their heart out that I'm going to go for it and I am going to come out stronger. So I think it's my own experience. We are all extremely powerful, and what definitely is beneath us is not visible to the rest of the world, is our strength, our resilience, the way we are able to connect emotionally, the way we are able to bring the smile to others, selfless way. I think that's something which makes each one of us very, very different. And this chapter also kind of helped me show my vulnerable side to the rest of the world, because at work and everywhere else, people know me as a very different person. So I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity. Thank you once again, everybody. And the more I listen to what you all have touched upon in your chapters, I'm more curious. And I'll always be a forever learner. So I'm going to definitely take a lot of insights from your stories. More power to each one of you. And thank you so much once again, Neera and Shikha.
Thank you very much. And yes, that is true, Meenakshi. You were not ready and you said, I'm not so sure, but you did it. And I'm like everybody else's story. Even if one person can be affected by your story and is inspired, moved, or is willing to make an action, then I think it was worthwhile to write down. And with that, we move on to our next author, Padma Priya Saraswatola from India. Partner at IBM Consulting India South Asia, Priya brings nearly 3 decades of solving complex business problems across global firms, including Visible Alpha, S&P, AXA, Societe Generale, Nomura, and Lehman Brothers. As a certified executive coach, she has mentored more than 100 women. Priya co-authored the Amazon #1 bestseller Shaken, Stirred But Not Deterred, Volume 3, and has received the prestigious Global Women of Influence Award 2025. Take it away, Priya.
Thank you so much. And like you say, a man proposes and God has other plans. I had a fire drill in my office, so I'm actually in a rick. So I'm going to quickly, say a few things. But anyway, so I want to start with saying that good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here among all of you. And my chapter is titled Woman and Self-Confidence, The Journey Within. And this topic is very close to my heart and comes with a lot of experience talking to a lot of women through my entire 29 years of work experience. And I want to start by saying that confidence is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about trusting the quiet one inside you. And most women don't struggle with capability. I think we all struggle with permission. Permission to speak without apology, permission to choose ourselves, permission to stop shrinking so others feel comfortable. Confidence doesn't arrive in a single moment of success. And for us, it's all built in small, invisible decisions. When we say no without guilt, or when we show up despite doubt, and when we stop waiting to be ready. In my chapter, I don't talk about perfection, I talk about progress, about unlearning fear, and about recognizing our own worth before the world validates it. And the journey within is not at all easy, but it is super powerful, because when a woman believes in herself, she doesn't just change her own life, she changes the room she walks into. And self confidence begins within, and when it does, the world adjusts. And that's my thing that I wanted to talk today. And thank you, Neera and Shikha, and for putting all of us together. And super proud to be here. And congratulations to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Priya, for sharing that glimpse of your journey. And now brings me great pleasure to introduce our last author, last but not the least, of My Voice Volume 9, none other than Dr. Neera Gupta. Dr. Neera Gupta is a multi-award winning entrepreneur and a bestseller author, founder, chief visionary officer of Global Influencers and KitKat Events and Marketing, as well as the co-founder of the Global Women of Influence Awards. What many people don't know about her is she's a qualified dentist and holds an MBA degree from Australia. Neera's philanthropic efforts have also earned her recognition from the President of Singapore. Let's give it up for Neera. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And I actually want to thank all my 19 co authors because my story will be read by thousands of people because of you. And indeed, it is such an honor to be part of this women and this movement with you all. Now, my chapter is called Living My Life to the Fullest because that's truly how I live, especially whoever knows me knows that very well. And in the chapter, I have shared three of my secrets of doing that. Number one, living life without regrets. Number two, not being afraid of taking risks. And number three, doing things that bring you joy. So, to know if you're really living your life the way you want to and the way you deserve, every day ask yourself, is this choice aligned with the life and legacy I want to celebrate at the end? And when the answer is yes, more often than no, you know that you are truly living your life to the fullest. So don't just live, live to the fullest. That's it for me. Over to you, Shikha.
Before we end the session, let me read some of the beautiful messages shared by everyone. Mon says, ladies, my sisters, you all are so powerful and amazing. I am so inspired. Vimla says, Neera and Shikha, thank you for making this happen. It is truly a wonderful initiative. The stories shared are rich and inspiring. Knowing that proceeds support such a meaningful purpose cause makes it even more special. Listening to everyone was truly rewarding and was to spend the evening. Wonderful, articulated by Priya, amazing, incredible, Priya. What an honor to be a part of this book with you all amazing women. More power to us. Congratulations to all. Bhumika says heartfelt gratitude to Shikha and Neera and to the Global Influencers Publishing House for creating such a powerful platform to amplify women's voices. Thank you for your vision, dedication, and beautiful showcasing women's stories and with authenticity and purpose. I'm truly honored to be a part of this inspiring story. Feza says, you're also inspiring. Congratulations, Neera. Meenakshi says, go, Neera. Deborah says, so grateful to be able to listen to every one of you. Thanks, Neera and Shikha, for giving women voices. Congratulations, Neera, says Bhumika. Dolan says, congratulations, Neera. Having you share your story in the volume is really special. And says, congratulations to everyone. Our collaboration makes us stronger. And thank you to Neera and Shikha. Faiza says, thank you, Shikha and Neera, powerful powerhouses here. It has been a very special evening. Thank you, everyone, for making this one my core memory. Feza says, so happy and privileged. And Shalan says, cheers to our voices. Moving forward. Okay, with that, we come to the end of today's program. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed listening to us and all the authors of My Voice, Volume 9, Inspiring Stories of Women Rising Beyond the Ordinary. Definitely, you girls are no less than extraordinary women who have shared your such inspiring stories with us today. By Global Influencers Publishing House, examples set by these women will serve as inspiration, encouragement, and proof that anything is possible when you take action. As mentioned earlier, the book is now available on Amazon. I have shared the link. Please go out there, buy a copy of the book to be inspired, empowered, motivated, and to celebrate the exceptional accomplishment and achievements of our authors. In doing so, you will also be supporting the future voices of this world as the sales proceeds from the book are being donated to Singapore Children's Society. Sharing the link of the Children's Society so that if you wish to donate, you can just go onto the link and do that. I've shared the link of the book, which is now available on Amazon. I'm going to do that again. So please click on the link and go and buy your copy. And if you would like to write your book or know someone who does, do get in touch with us and we can help make their dream come true. If you can also watch the video on our previous events as to how to write, publish, and market your book, here's the YouTube link that I'm sharing. So do go through that and probably get to know that what goes behind publishing a book. Here's our contact details. Do get in touch with us. And looking forward to meeting most of you who are based out of Singapore. Even give us a call. We can have a Zoom call and discuss your dream. Until next time we meet, take care and stay safe. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. What an evening.
Thank
Such
you.
great
Thank you.
evening.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great festive season.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
wishing you a very happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Thank you. All the best for 2026.
Thank you very much. And to you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.